At this point in the course, we begin a new topic within the Logistic Combat Element, focusing on the Direct Support Combat Logistics Regiment, commonly referred to as the CLR. Understanding the role of the Direct Support CLR is important because it explains how tactical logistics are delivered directly to Marine infantry units during operations. The mission of the Direct Support Combat Logistics Regiment is to provide direct tactical logistics to the Marine Infantry Division beyond its organic capabilities. In addition, the regiment provides general support, landing support, terminal operations, and medium and heavy lift ground transportation support to the Marine Expeditionary Force or smaller MAGTAVs. In simple terms, this means the Direct Support CLR ensures that infantry units receive logistic support such as transportation, distribution, and operational support that they cannot provide for themselves. Another important role of the Direct Support Combat Logistics Regiment is that it serves as the Logistics Combat Element headquarters for a Marine Expeditionary Brigade-sized MAGTAV. This means that when a Marine Expeditionary Brigade is deployed, the Direct Support CLR can function as the Logistics Command Element responsible for coordinating and supervising logistics support. The Direct Support Combat Logistics Regiment is organized to plan, coordinate, and supervise the direct support operations of the regiment. It is structured to facilitate habitual relationships with the Marine Division and infantry regiments, allowing logistics units to work closely with the units they support. Additionally, through transportation support battalions, the CLR plans, coordinates, and supervises throughput and distribution functions in support of Marine Expeditionary Force operations. Overall, the Direct Support Combat Logistics Regiment plays a critical role in ensuring that Marine infantry forces receive the logistic support required to conduct sustained operations in support of the MAGTAV mission. Building on our understanding of the Direct Support Combat Logistics Regiment, it is important to examine the specific tasks the regiment performs during operations. These tasks explain how the CLR provides logistics, maintenance, transportation, and operational support to the Marine Division and the broader MAGTAV. The Combat Logistics Regiment performs several important tasks that allow Marine infantry forces to sustain operations in the field. First, the regiment provides command and control and command support functions for the CLR in support of Marine Division operations. Second, it provides limited field-level maintenance for ordnance, motor transport, engineer, and communications electronics equipment beyond the organic capabilities of supported units. Third, the regiment provides bulk liquids distribution and medium and heavy lift motor transport in support of MAGTAV operations. Fourth, the CLR provides limited general engineering support to the Marine Division. Fifth, it provides landing support as well as port and terminal operations in support of MAGTAV operations. Sixth, when augmented, the regiment can provide direct support forward resuscitative healthcare capability to the Marine Division. Seventh, when augmented with explosive ordnance disposal personnel, the regiment can provide comprehensive EOD support. Finally, the regiment also coordinates additional support requirements from the Marine Logistics Group when needed. Together, these tasks enable the Combat Logistics Regiment to sustain Marine Division operations by delivering the logistics, transportation, engineering, and support capabilities required for the success of MAGTAV missions. Continuing our discussion of the Direct Support Combat Logistics Regiment, the next element to understand is the headquarters company of the CLR. This company plays a key role in ensuring that the regiment is able to coordinate operations, manage logistics support, and maintain effective command and control during missions. The mission of the headquarters company of the Combat Logistics Regiment is to provide command and control and command support functions for the CLR Marine Logistics Group in support of the Marine Division. In practical terms, this means the headquarters company helps coordinate the activities of the regiment, manage communications, and support leadership in directing logistics operations. Through these functions, the company ensures that the Combat Logistics Regiment can effectively organize, control, and support logistics operations during Marine Corps missions. The CLR Headquarters Company therefore serves as the command support backbone of the regiment, enabling leadership to coordinate logistics operations and support the mission of the Marine Division within the MAGTAV. Another critical component of the Direct Support Combat Logistics Regiment is the Combat Logistics Battalion, commonly referred to as the CLB. The CLB is the unit responsible for delivering direct tactical logistics support to infantry regiments during operations. The mission of the Combat Logistics Battalion within the Combat Logistics Regiment is to provide tactical logistics to an infantry regiment beyond its organic capabilities. This support is provided in several important areas. These include transportation, intermediate-level supply, field-level maintenance, general engineering, and landing support. In practical terms, the Combat Logistics Battalion ensures that the infantry regiment receives the logistics support necessary to sustain operations in the field. Through these capabilities, the Combat Logistics Battalion plays a vital role in sustaining infantry regiments and enabling them to continue combat operations within the MAGTAV. Having understood the mission of the CLR Headquarters Company, it is equally important to understand the specific tasks the company performs in order to support the regiment. These tasks ensure that the Combat Logistics Regiment can effectively coordinate operations and maintain command support during missions. The CLR Headquarters Company performs two primary tasks that support the operations of the Combat Logistics Regiment. The first task is providing command support functions, including internal communications support for the regiment. This ensures that the regiment's leadership and subordinate units can communicate effectively and coordinate their operations. The second task is providing limited general administrative and tactical logistics support for the regiment. This support helps ensure that the regiment can maintain its operational effectiveness while conducting logistics operations in support of the Marine Division. Together, these tasks allow the CLR Headquarters Company to provide the command, communication, and administrative support necessary for the Combat Logistics Regiment to carry out its mission within the MAGTAV. The next step is to examine the specific tasks the battalion performs in support of an infantry regiment. These tasks describe the operational responsibilities that allow the CLB to sustain regimental operations in the field. The Combat Logistics Battalion performs several important tasks that support infantry regimental operations. First, the battalion provides command and control and command support functions for the CLB in support of regimental operations. Second, it provides bulk liquids distribution, medium and heavy lift motor transport, and material handling equipment support. Third, the battalion provides limited field-level maintenance for ordnance, motor transport, engineer, and communications electronics equipment of the infantry regiment. Fourth, the CLB provides intermediate-level supply coordination to the infantry regiment. Fifth, it provides general engineering support to the infantry regiment. Sixth, when augmented, the battalion can provide forward resuscitative healthcare capability to the infantry regiment. Seventh, the CLB can provide or coordinate ground vehicle recovery and evacuation beyond the organic capabilities of the supported unit. Eighth, the battalion provides landing support, as well as port and terminal operations in support of regimental operations. Finally, the CLB also coordinates additional support requirements as required. Through these 9 tasks, the Combat Logistics Battalion ensures that infantry regiments receive the logistics, maintenance, engineering, transportation, and operational support required to sustain operations within the MAGTAV. Let's now turn our attention to another important element within the Combat Logistics Battalion, which is the Headquarters and Service Company, often referred to as the H&S Company. This company plays a key role in providing command support and specialized logistics capabilities that allow the battalion to operate effectively in support of the infantry regiment. The mission of the CLB Headquarters and Service Company is to provide command and control and command support functions for the Combat Logistics Battalion in support of an infantry regiment. This means the company supports the battalion by helping coordinate operations, manage command functions, and ensure that the battalion can effectively deliver logistic support to the infantry regiment. Within the Headquarters and Service Company, several specialized platoons perform important functions. The Engineer Support Platoon provides general engineering support to the infantry regiment. The Maintenance Platoon provides field-level maintenance support for engineer, ordnance, communications, electronics, and motor transport equipment of the infantry regiment. This maintenance is performed on end items through component or sub-assembly replacement or repair beyond the supported unit's organic capabilities. Through these functions, the CLB Headquarters and Service Company ensures that the Combat Logistics Battalion can effectively coordinate logistics operations and provide engineering and maintenance support to the infantry regiment during MAGTAV operations. To better understand the role of the CLB Headquarters and Service Company, it is important to examine the specific tasks the company performs in support of the Combat Logistics Battalion and the infantry regiment. The CLB Headquarters and Service Company performs 12 key tasks that support battalion and regimental operations. These tasks include command support functions and internal communication support for the battalion, as well as limited administrative and tactical logistics support. The company also conducts engineer route reconnaissance and maintains lines of communication and main supply routes. Additional engineering tasks include vertical construction, maintaining encampments and support facilities, and establishing expedient landing zones. The company also provides survivability enhancements such as field fortifications and defensive positions, and conducts both counter-mobility and mobility operations. Finally, the H&S Company provides field-level maintenance support for ordnance, motor transport, engineer, and communications electronics equipment of the infantry regiment, as well as maintenance support for the battalion's organic equipment. Through these tasks, the CLB Headquarters and Service Company ensures that the Combat Logistics Battalion can effectively support infantry regimental operations within the MAGTAV. Another key organization that supports logistics operations within the logistics combat element is the Transportation Battalion, commonly referred to as the TB. This battalion plays an essential role in ensuring that personnel, equipment, and supplies can be moved and distributed effectively during military operations. The mission of the Transportation Battalion is to provide landing support, medium and heavy lift motor transport support, material handling equipment support, and container handling equipment support for throughput and sustainment operations of the infantry regiment. These capabilities allow the battalion to support the movement, distribution, and handling of supplies and equipment required for military operations. The Transportation Battalion is organized to plan, coordinate, and supervise command and transportation support functions for the company in support of regimental operations. It is employed as a unit to provide landing support, motor transport, and material handling equipment support for the infantry regiment. Through this structure, the battalion helps ensure that logistics distribution and transportation operations can be effectively coordinated during MAGTAV operations. By providing transportation, landing support, and equipment handling capabilities, the Transportation Battalion plays a critical role in sustaining logistics operations for infantry regiments and supporting the overall mission of the MAGTAV. After understanding the mission and organization of the Transportation Battalion, the next step is to examine the specific tasks the battalion performs in support of infantry regimental operations. These tasks explain how the Transportation Battalion supports the movement, distribution, and sustainment of supplies and personnel during operations. The Transportation Battalion performs 4 primary tasks that support infantry regiment operations. First, the battalion is responsible for the distribution of supplies, including bulk liquids, for the infantry regiment. Second, it provides personnel lift capability, allowing troops to be transported where they are needed during operations. Third, the battalion provides material handling equipment support beyond the organic capability of supported units, helping move and manage supplies and cargo. Finally, the Transportation Battalion provides landing support as well as port and terminal operations in support of regimental operations. Together, these tasks ensure that the Transportation Battalion can effectively move personnel, equipment, and supplies, helping sustain infantry regiment operations within the MAGTAV. Continuing our discussion of the Transportation Battalion, let's discuss on the Headquarters and Service Company of the Transportation Battalion. This company provides the command, control, and administrative support necessary for the battalion to effectively perform its transportation and logistics missions. The mission of the Headquarters and Service Company of the Transportation Battalion is to provide command and control, administration, and command support functions for the battalion. This support ensures that the Transportation Battalion can effectively coordinate transportation operations and manage its logistics responsibilities. The Headquarters and Service Company is organized to plan, coordinate, and supervise the command support functions for the battalion. It is structured to facilitate task organization for operations in support of MAGTFs. The company provides command, control, and support functions to plan, coordinate, and supervise general intermodal transportation, landing support, and throughput operations conducted in support of the Marine Expeditionary Force. Through its mission and organization, the H&S Company of the Transportation Battalion enables the battalion to coordinate transportation, landing support, and distribution operations that sustain MAGTAV missions. Having examined the mission and organization of the Headquarters and Service Company of the Transportation Battalion, we will now review the 2 key tasks this company performs in support of battalion operations. The Headquarters and Service Company of the Transportation Battalion performs 2 primary tasks that support battalion operations. The first task is to provide command support functions, including internal communication support for the Transportation Support Battalion and its separate attachments. The second task is to provide supply, ordnance, information management, and maintenance management support for the Transportation Support Battalion. These tasks ensure that the battalion can effectively coordinate transportation and logistics operations during missions. Through these responsibilities, the H&S Company enables the Transportation Battalion to maintain effective command support and operational readiness while supporting MAGTAV logistics operations. Next, let's examine the Support Company of the Transportation Battalion. This company contributes directly to transportation and logistics operations by providing transportation and supply support that sustain the logistics combat element during operations. The mission of the Support Company of the Transportation Battalion is to provide direct and general support, including medium and heavy lift transportation support and supply support for throughput and sustainment operations of the logistics combat element in support of the Marine Expeditionary Force. This support ensures that supplies and equipment can be transported and distributed efficiently to sustain ongoing operations. The support company is organized to plan, coordinate, and supervise the command, supply, and transportation support functions for the company in support of the logistics combat element's mission. Through this organization, the company helps ensure that transportation and supply operations are properly coordinated to sustain Marine forces during MAGTAV operations. By providing both transportation and supply support, the support company of the Transportation Battalion plays an important role in sustaining logistics operations and supporting the overall mission of the MAGTAV. Let's discuss another important unit within the Transportation Battalion, known as the Motor Transportation Company. This company plays a key role in ensuring that personnel, equipment, and supplies can be moved efficiently across the battlefield during operations. The mission of the Motor Transportation Company is to provide medium and heavy lift ground transportation support for throughput and sustainment operations in support of Marine Expeditionary Force operations. In practical terms, this means the company is responsible for moving supplies, equipment, and personnel to where they are needed during operations. For example, if an infantry unit in the field requires ammunition, food, or fuel, motor transportation vehicles may be used to transport those supplies from logistics support areas to the frontline units. Another example is when large equipment such as engineering vehicles, generators, or communication systems must be moved between operating locations. The Motor Transportation Company provides the trucks and drivers capable of transporting that heavy equipment safely. In addition, these transportation assets may also be used to relocate personnel between operating areas, bases, or forward positions, ensuring that forces can maneuver effectively during operations. Through these transportation capabilities, the Motor Transportation Company ensures that supplies, equipment, and personnel can move efficiently across the operational area, helping sustain Marine forces during MAGTAV operations. Another important organization within the Transportation Battalion is the Landing Support Battalion, commonly referred to as the LSB. This battalion plays a critical role in managing how personnel, equipment, and supplies enter and move through operational areas during deployments and logistics operations. The mission of the Landing Support Battalion is to provide aerial delivery, landing, and throughput support operations in support of the Marine Expeditionary Force and MAGE-TFs smaller than a MEF at designated landing zones, assault beaches, and transportation terminals. In simple terms, the Landing Support Battalion ensures that personnel, vehicles, and supplies arriving by air or sea can be received, organized, and moved efficiently to the units that need them. For example, when equipment arrives at a port or beach during an amphibious operation, the Landing Support Battalion helps coordinate unloading, staging, and distribution of that equipment. Similarly, when supplies are delivered by aircraft to a landing zone, the LSB helps manage the reception and movement of those supplies to the supported units. The Landing Support Battalion is organized to facilitate throughput operations in support of the Marine Expeditionary Force, or smaller MAGTFs. It provides management and operation of ports, airheads, railheads, cargo terminals, and passenger terminal operations. Additionally, the battalion supports air delivery operations that help transport and distribute supplies during military operations. Through these capabilities, the Landing Support Battalion ensures that logistics entering the operational area are received, organized, and distributed efficiently, helping sustain Marine forces during MAGTAV operations. Continuing our discussion of the Landing Support Battalion, we will now focus on the Headquarters and Service Company of the LSB. This company is responsible for providing the command, control, and operational support that allows the battalion to coordinate landing and throughput operations effectively. The mission of the Headquarters and Service Company of the Landing Support Battalion is to provide command, control, and landing support for throughput operations in support of operations by MAGTAVs. This means the company helps coordinate and manage the activities required to ensure that personnel, equipment, and supplies arriving in an operational area are properly received and distributed. For example, when ships unload equipment at a port or beach during an amphibious operation, this company helps coordinate the landing support activities that allow those supplies to move efficiently to the units that need them. The Headquarters and Service Company is organized to provide the nucleus of personnel and equipment required to organize the landing force support party and facilitate throughput operations in support of MAGTAV operations. It supports the management and operation of ports, airheads, railheads, and other cargo and passenger terminal operations. Additionally, the company provides air delivery support when required, helping ensure that logistics operations run smoothly during deployments and combat operations. Through its command, control, and landing support capabilities, the H&S Company of the Landing Support Battalion helps ensure that logistics entering the operational area can be organized, coordinated, and delivered efficiently to support MAGTAV operations. Let's now take a closer look at the tasks of the Headquarters and Service Company within the Landing Support Battalion. These tasks help ensure that landing support and throughput operations can be effectively coordinated during Marine Corps logistics operations. The Headquarters and Service Company of the Landing Support Battalion performs two important tasks that support the battalion's mission. The first task is providing command support functions, including internal communication support for the battalion. This ensures that the battalion leadership and subordinate units can communicate effectively and coordinate landing support operations during deployments and logistics missions. For example, when supplies arrive at a port, beach landing site, or air delivery zone, internal communications help coordinate the teams responsible for unloading, organizing, and distributing the cargo. The second task is coordinating landing support operations and throughput activities during logistics operations. Throughput operations involve moving personnel, vehicles, and supplies quickly from the point of arrival to the units that require them. For instance, when cargo arrives at a port or airfield, the Headquarters and Service Company helps coordinate the activities required to move that cargo efficiently through staging areas and onward to operational units. Through these tasks, the H&S Company of the Landing Support Battalion helps ensure that landing support and throughput operations are properly coordinated, allowing Marine forces to receive the supplies and equipment needed to sustain MAGTAV operations. Let's go through another important unit within the Landing Support Battalion known as the Landing Support Equipment Company, or LSE Company. This company plays a major role in providing the equipment necessary to move and manage cargo during logistics and landing operations. The mission of the Landing Support Battalion Landing Support Equipment Company is to provide material handling equipment and container handling equipment in support of MAGTAV operations. The company also provides organizational maintenance for the engineer and motor transport assets of the Transportation Support Battalion. Material handling equipment is used to move heavy cargo, containers, and supplies during logistics operations. For example, when containers filled with supplies arrive at a port, beach landing site, or cargo terminal, equipment such as forklifts, cranes, and container handlers are used to lift and move those containers safely. This equipment allows Marine forces to unload ships, organize cargo, and distribute supplies efficiently during operations. Through these capabilities, the Landing Support Equipment Company helps ensure that cargo, containers, and logistics supplies can be handled efficiently, supporting the sustainment of Marine forces during MAGTAV operations. Within the Landing Support Battalion, the Landing Support Equipment Company performs several operational tasks that help move and manage cargo during logistics operations. These responsibilities focus on providing the equipment and support needed to handle heavy cargo, containers, and supplies during deployments and sustainment operations. The Landing Support Equipment Company carries out three primary tasks that support logistics operations within the MAGTAV. The first task is providing material handling equipment support for the Marine Expeditionary Force beyond the organic capability of supported units. This equipment is used to lift, move, and position heavy cargo during logistics operations. For example, forklifts and container handlers may be used to move pallets of ammunition, fuel containers, or large equipment from transport vehicles into staging areas. The second task is providing specialized material handling equipment and container handling support for throughput operations. These operations take place at locations such as ports, beaches, railheads, airheads, and cargo terminals where large volumes of cargo must be quickly unloaded and organized. For instance, when shipping containers arrive at a port, container handling equipment is used to remove the containers from ships and move them to transportation vehicles for delivery to operational units. The third task is providing organizational maintenance support for organic engineer equipment, motor transport equipment, and specialized container handling equipment. This maintenance ensures that the equipment used during logistics operations remains operational and ready for use. In large-scale logistics operations, moving cargo efficiently is just as important as delivering it. The Landing Support Equipment Company provides the equipment and maintenance needed to keep that movement continuous, allowing supplies and equipment to reach Marine units without delay during MAGTAV operations. Among the specialized units within the Landing Support Battalion is the Beach Terminal Operations Company. This company focuses on managing logistics operations at beach landing areas, where personnel, equipment, and supplies arrive during amphibious or maritime operations. The mission of the Beach Terminal Operations Company is to provide beach and shore party operations and terminal operations support for throughput operations in support of the Marine Expeditionary Force and smaller MAGFs. These operations focus on receiving personnel, vehicles, equipment, and supplies arriving from ships and coordinating their movement inland to supported units. For example, during an amphibious landing, large quantities of equipment may be delivered from ships to the shore using landing craft. The Beach Terminal Operations Company helps coordinate the unloading of that equipment, organize staging areas on the beach, and ensure that cargo is quickly moved to transportation assets for delivery to operational units. This coordination helps prevent congestion at landing areas and ensures that logistics operations continue moving efficiently. When large amounts of equipment and supplies arrive from the sea, organization becomes critical. The Beach Terminal Operations Company provides the structure and coordination that keeps those beach landing areas functioning smoothly, allowing logistics to move steadily from the shoreline to the units that depend on it. When logistics operations take place along coastal areas, specialized teams are required to manage the flow of cargo from the sea to forces operating on land. The Beach Terminal Operations Company performs several tasks that allow this movement to happen efficiently during amphibious and maritime operations. The Beach Terminal Operations Company carries out 5 important tasks that support logistics operations at beach landing areas. The first task is providing beach and shore party operations for throughput operations. These operations coordinate the activities required when equipment and supplies arrive at the shoreline from ships or landing craft. For example, when vehicles and cargo are delivered from amphibious ships, shore party teams help direct where that equipment is unloaded and how it is organized on the beach. The second task is to establish and operate beach support areas. These areas act as temporary staging locations where cargo and equipment can be organized before being moved inland. The third task involves cargo handling and staging operations. Personnel ensure that cargo is sorted, stacked, and prepared for transport so it can quickly move to the units that need it. The fourth task is coordinating the movement of personnel, vehicles, and cargo from landing sites. This coordination helps ensure that landing areas remain clear and operations continue smoothly without congestion. The final task is supporting throughput operations for the Marine Expeditionary Force and smaller MAGTAVs. Throughput operations focus on moving supplies efficiently from the point of arrival to the units operating in the field. Beach landing areas can quickly become crowded during large-scale operations. The Beach Terminal Operations Company organizes these environments so that equipment, personnel, and supplies move steadily from the shoreline to the battlefield, ensuring Marine forces receive the support they need to continue their mission. Within the Landing Support Battalion, smaller operational elements are organized to carry out specialized tasks during logistics and landing operations. One of these elements is the Alpha Platoon, which supports landing support and throughput activities during operations. The mission of the Landing Support Battalion Alpha Platoon is to provide landing support that assists in the movement and coordination of personnel, equipment, and cargo during throughput operations. This means the platoon helps manage how supplies and equipment move from their point of arrival to the units that require them. For example, when supplies arrive at a landing zone, beach landing site, or cargo terminal, Alpha Platoon personnel may help direct vehicles, guide unloading teams, and organize cargo staging areas. They may also assist in tracking cargo and ensuring that supplies move to the correct units without delays. By helping coordinate these activities, the platoon contributes to maintaining an organized and efficient logistics flow during MAGTAV operations. In logistics operations, even small delays in cargo movement can affect the entire mission. The Alpha Platoon helps prevent those delays by coordinating the movement of equipment and supplies at critical points where logistics enters the operational area. Alpha Platoon operates at the point where logistics first enters the operational area. Because of this, the platoon performs several practical tasks that help control the flow of cargo, personnel, and equipment during landing and distribution operations. The Alpha Platoon performs 6 operational tasks that support landing support and logistics flow during operations. One of their tasks is helping establish landing support operations, which means preparing the area where supplies and equipment will arrive and be organized. Another responsibility is supporting cargo reception and staging activities. When equipment arrives at a beach port or landing zone, the platoon helps ensure that cargo is received, sorted, and placed in the correct staging areas. They also assist with movement control at landing sites, helping direct vehicles and personnel so that the area remains organized and safe. Alpha Platoon also supports cargo handling and distribution operations, working with other logistics units to move supplies to transportation assets that will deliver them to operational units. Another task is helping maintain organized throughput operations, ensuring that supplies continue moving through the logistics system without unnecessary delays. Finally, the platoon supports the movement of personnel and equipment to supported units, helping ensure that Marines in the field receive the resources they require to continue operations. Efficient logistics depends on maintaining order where supplies first arrive. Alpha Platoon helps create that order, guiding the movement of cargo and personnel so that the flow of logistics continues smoothly from the landing area to the Marines carrying out the mission. Before moving on to the next section, it is helpful to review the major concepts covered in Section 104. This section focused on the Direct Support Combat Logistics Regiment and the key units that enable logistics operations for Marine forces during missions. The Direct Support Combat Logistics Regiment provides direct tactical logistics support to the Marine Division when units require support beyond their organic capabilities. This includes support such as transportation, landing support, terminal operations, and sustainment operations that help maintain the operational capability of Marine forces. The Combat Logistics Battalion supports infantry regiments by providing logistics capabilities such as transportation, intermediate-level supply coordination, maintenance support, engineering support, and landing support operations. These capabilities help sustain infantry units during field operations. The Transportation Battalion is responsible for the movement of supplies, personnel, and equipment during logistics operations. It provides motor transport support, material handling equipment support, and landing support operations, ensuring that resources reach the units that require them. The Landing Support Battalion focuses on logistics operations at ports, landing zones, beaches, and cargo terminals. Its role is to receive, organize, and move cargo, personnel, and equipment arriving from ships or aircraft so that logistics operations remain efficient and organized. Within the Landing Support Battalion, specialized units perform critical logistics functions. The Landing Support Equipment Company provides material handling equipment and container handling support. The Beach Terminal Operations Company manages logistics operations at beach landing areas during amphibious operations. The Alpha Platoon supports landing support activities by helping coordinate cargo movement, staging operations, and throughput operations at landing sites. Together, the organizations covered in this section form a coordinated logistics network that supports Marine operations. From transporting supplies and managing cargo to organizing landing operations, these units ensure that personnel, equipment, and resources move efficiently from the point of arrival to the Marines who depend on them in the field.